busy day to attend this webinar. I have muted everyone for the duration of the conference call. However, as you have questions, sometimes it's easier to just go ahead and type those in the chat box. I will be happy to address those at the end of the webinar. We have a lot of material to get through today, so I want to make sure that we get through it all in a very timely manner. So as you have questions, just go ahead and type them in the chat box. I will unmute everyone at the end of the call so you can ask questions and we can do a live Q&A, but we'll go ahead and get started. Just to give you a little bit of an introduction, this is our first session in a lead generation series that we are putting together and that we are going to be broadcasting. Certain of these lead generation series webinars will be available to all realtors in San Antonio. However, there are some proprietary things that are only available to real estate agents who are here with us at RE/MAX Realty Advantage. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. Again, we're RE/MAX Realty Advantage. We are your social real estate leaders. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, Pinterest, and Yelp, among other things. If you want more information about us, our brokerage, or some of the services that we offer, you can find all of that at www.281advantage.net. So first off, to get started, let's talk about referrals. 45% of most service businesses are chosen by customers based on the recommendations of others. Dun & Bradstreet, which is a massive business repository for information, found referrals to be one of the two most popular small business marketing methods. The other one is advertising. So if you're not using referrals to build your business, you might be sinking advertising dollars into a bottomless pit. We have to remember that referrals are also valuable because most of the time those are completely free, and there are a few things better than free referrals. So how would you like to receive the benefits of the most compelling sales advertisement on earth for nothing? Well, you can through referrals. But one thing I want to go over before we get any further in this is there's a few things referrals are not. They're not going to generate themselves. They're not going to be had just because you provide great service, and they're not the only way to do business, but they are a very popular way based on statistics. So you can have success by referral, but you can also have success by design. Today I'm going to go over several different ways that you can increase your referral base with exact plans on what your day should look like and how to generate the best referrals for everything that you need. So let's talk about the financial consequences of working this plan. If you talk to just 10 people a day, that's 52 weeks out of the year, you're going to add 2,600 contacts to your database. Out of those, your drip campaign will turn into 650 valid leads approximately, or resources. From those, you can expect to convert approximately 10% of those people, which equates to 65 transactions per year. With an average gross commission income in our office of $5,000 per transaction per agent, that basically comes out to $325,000 a year that you're earning. Plus, with our office and our commission structure, you cap, you get your MLS, RE/MAX dues, and SABOR dues paid to you as a capping bonus, and your 5% BSF fee goes away. So really, it's a win-win. You're at 100% agent, and you can be 100% agent as quickly as you want to be. So the only question I would have for everybody watching this right now is why aren't you using referrals to add people to your database? It's absolutely imperative to your business. But before we really get started, I want you to get in the right frame of mind. The majority of real estate agents believe that referrals can only be obtained from past clients. Guess what? They're wrong. There's two types of referrals. Your current customers, people you have done business with, obviously, people you've closed as far as transactions, as well as other influential people. The key word here is influential. You have to attach yourself to people who have a larger network than you so that you can leverage those people as a referral base. It's just smart business. But you need to have an active referral system for both types of people. Of course, your customers are going to be your most enthusiastic referrers because they've experienced your product, and your product is you. But you may, in fact, get more referrals from other influential people who have never tried your product. So think about that for a minute. Why are you wasting so much time chasing after people that you closed when there is a huge referral resource that you can obtain through other influential people? So today what I'm going to go over is developing a system for obtaining referrals, first from your customers and second from other influential people, your centers of influence essentially. Let's talk about your Tier 1 referrals. These are people who are directly related to your industry or profession. Tier 1 centers of influence, on the other hand, people who have not actually done business with you, they'll at least have a connection to your industry because they're going to provide something that's complementary in as much as products and services. So referrals coming from your Tier 1 centers of influence can be just as powerful, if not more so, than your customers themselves. Here's an example. A Tier 1 center of influence, that would be new home sales counselors, other realtors that you're networking with outside your area who are sending you inbound referrals, realtors inside your business area who are sending you inbound referrals, lenders that you work with and have a good working relationship with, title companies who, they know people, they talk to a lot of people every day, and of course your past clients. But all these occupations that are complementary to yours deal with people who may be in need of your real estate services right now. So they're working with people actively wanting to buy or sell property. So if you're wanting to increase your referral base quickly, that's a great way for you to be able to do it. Tier 2 referrals. Tier 2 of your centers of influence are people who you come in contact with on a regular basis in your personal life, but they're not directly tied to your industry. These are people who should also come in contact with a large number of other people. They can actually help you multiply your marketing efforts. Some examples of this are neighbors, friends, your pastor, other small business owners, corporate business executives, accountants, financial planners, lawyers, pest control people, and your social media contacts. But I want you to write this down as part of your notes. Your Tier 2 referrals, one of your strongest sources, are going to be the people you give your money to. So start making a list of people who you give your money to on a regular basis, because those people are going to be some of the people that you can hit up quite successfully. Your Tier 2 centers of influence are people who may even have no idea what it is you do for a living. So you need to take the time out of your day to clearly explain to them not only what it is you do, but the importance of referrals for your business. Take it a step further. Invite them out to after-hour socials. Tell them stories about some results that your customers have experienced as a result of your product or service, and get them excited about what you do. Get to know what they do by asking them questions. Figure out how they can benefit your business. Everyone you meet is a business resource. Everyone you talk to, if they leave you with a warm fuzzy, they're going to be talking to somebody across the water cooler from work, and they're going to say, hey, I'm in the market for a house. Oh, really? Well, I met this great guy. You need to go talk to him. He's a real estate agent. Really, really perfect person for you to refer me to. So everybody that you're getting is a valuable referral and can ultimately even become a prospect. So really what we're doing here is training you to think bigger. The first option that I'm going to give you is how to do networking old school. When we're talking about your Tier 1 centers of influence, the people who are your past clients or the people who are directly related to your profession, you've got to be their #1 referrer. Well, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can create collateral for them that's co-branded with your information, that's items of value, that's relevant to what they do. But it's also, referring clients to them. Who do you want to send to them? Oftentimes they will reciprocate, but guess what? You have to ask. Another thing you can do is sponsor some networking events or some social gatherings for them. You can hold a couple parties, co-host a couple parties throughout the year even, invite several different people from potential referrers in the same industry. One example would be new home sales counselors. If you have a social gathering for the people in the neighborhood, say like once a month, a get to know your neighbors in a brand new neighborhood, those are the people who are going to actively bring in other people to say, hey, let's be neighbors. So that's a good resource for referrals as well, but it's also a way for you to leverage that relationship with that new home sales counselor so that you can actually generate more referrals from them as well. For every person you come in contact with, they need to be on your newsletter list or drip campaign, but it has to be appropriate for them. So what I recommend with this is custom creating your own drip campaigns to where you're sharing helpful information that other industry professional can use to make their sales go up. For example, new home sales counselors, if you're providing them information about their competition is the pre-owned market. If their competition is the pre-owned market, well, guess what? You're providing information on that so they can sell against their competition. That's going to score you some points with them. But you have to be consistent with this. Also, give them some marketing advice. Give them some information on some new developments in your industry. Give them some information that they should be aware of, any new developments that are coming down the line. They're always making us aware of their new products and services and things of that nature, so think about how you can reciprocate. You can invite them to an all-expense marketing association luncheon that has a great speaker. There's plenty of those in town, and I've attached some resources and links to this presentation. You can even rent a limo to pick them up, serve them wine, serve them drinks, treat them like stars for a day. There's a mortgage broker I know who does this with real estate agents, and he makes an absolute fortune in referrals. You can purchase an informational product about marketing their business and give it to them as a free gift, or even utilize and leverage the resources we provide here at our office to do precisely the same thing. Yesterday, I made an infographic for a local lender that co-branded our office with their office in an opportunity to reach out to their network and ours. So there's a lot of different ways for you to do this. They'll want to thank you for your interest in helping them grow their business, and one of the ways they're going to do that is provide you with referrals. Now, if you've got somebody who's a potentially huge referrer on the line, somebody who knows everybody in San Antonio, you really want to make a good impression with them. You have a couple options here. You can send them a Harry and David year-round gift, like even subscribe them to a monthly wine club, monthly book club, whatever it is they're into. You can even set up recurring gifts through services like Red Envelope, and you can use your Ebates account to do that and then earn cash back from everything that you're sending out. So really you're monetizing your gift giving, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's giving you an opportunity to open up some venues that might have been closed to you before. So here are some of your old school resources. You have your San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. There's a link underneath this. You have your San Antonio networking calendar. You also have your business network meetup. Then, of course, there's also your church, your kid's school, your spouse's place of business. One note as far as a church goes, there's a couple little old ladies that I know who are real estate agents who will camp out at their church every Wednesday night, and they'll just sit there and talk to people about their credit. And they do quite a bit of business with people in their church that way. So there's lots of different ways that you can market this and take this. But you need to figure out what your niche is. Where do you think you're going to get the most business? Are you going to be most successful with people who are more like you, or are you going to be more successful with the business professionals, the CEOs, the CFOs? Who can you speak to on the highest level, or who can you learn to speak to on the highest level? So here's your Make It Rain referral plan. I want you to arm your Tier 1 centers of influence, and remember, these are not just your past customers, with tools to help them get their customers excited about their product, to get their customers and turn their customers into your prospect. Give your Tier 1 center of influence a supply of special reports that you have developed. Content creation is king. If you develop it and you're passing it out, you become a subject matter expert, and it absolutely helps them. If you're not able to do that or you don't know how to do that, that's where you leverage the resources in the office, the different blogs that I put out there, the different things that I put out there to help your business. Use that and leverage it to help you, market yourself to them. And always mention this content is coming from our office. This is what we're trained on. This is what we know how to do better than anybody else. And when people start realizing that, that's really going to help you build your referral base. So here's an example. Create a report answering some of the most common questions that come up in real estate. For example, there's, that today's road to the informed home buyers experience that I have from Mission Title in my office. That would be a great thing for you to put together and, just take that information, repackage it, and brand it as your own. If you're giving them some attractive content, you make them look good, and it's an effective method of referring you. But today's road to the informed home buyers experience is appropriate for everybody. It's even appropriate collateral for a new home builder's office. Just be cognizant of, the right price point. It's more appropriate probably for an entry-level price point than it is for a higher-level price point. Make sure when you do drop-bys, first off, call first. Make sure that they're not slammed with appointments that day. It's just common courtesy in business. If there's anything that irritates us here at our office, is just having somebody pop in without announcing themselves. You know, it's always good to just call and say, hey, are you busy? Can I bring you a Starbucks? Can I do something for you? If they say, no, 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 I'm fine, give them something anyway. You know, bring them something simple like cookies, a little gift certificate, a $5 gift card to Starbucks, whatever it is, just so they know that you're thinking about them. You know, one agent put some orchids together and took them to, you know, his 5 favorite sales counselors so that they have a daily reminder on their desk about, you know, who their favorite agent is. There's literally nothing stopping you, but my suggestion is, as you're talking to your Tier 1 centers of influence, find out what they like best, and then cater whatever your little delivery or your little, you know, pop-by gift is going to be around what they like. You know, for example, I've put out there on social media many times that I love green tea frappuccinos. Well, guess what? When people come in and they really want to impress me, they bring me a green tea frappuccino. So it does work. I remember those people. Those people have a much easier time getting in our office than people who don't. But the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is, you know, you got to schedule these activities on your calendar every single day until it becomes an absolute habit. You know, if you say from 2 to 3, I'm going to make some calls to some new home sales counselors, and I'm going to go visit whoever, you know, I can in whatever geographic area makes sense. You know, schedule different opportunities so that you have, okay, I'm going to meet with such and such lender, you know, or so-and-so lenders today, and I'm going to pop by and give them whatever, or I'm going to go visit my friends over at such and such title company. But again, first, cannot stress enough, make sure they're not busy before you do that. Then what I want you to do, as you collect business cards from each of these people, which you will, I want you to put each of them in your database. And I want you to put them in a group called Tier 1 referrals. Okay? The goal here is to add 5 to 10 people per day. And I know it sounds like a lot, but it's so much easier than you think it is, especially if you're hitting up the whole office at a time. You know, literally grab 5 to 10 business cards. You know, ask their permission before you put them in their database. Simply just say, hey, I've got some really good content that might help you grow your business. Do you mind if I send it to you from time to time? I guarantee you, you're not going to hear a no, because guess what? They want your business too. So here's an example of what your day needs to look like as far as effectively scheduling your day if you're going to pick this plan. This SlideShare presentation is available on slideshare.net, and of course I am going to upload it to Backagent as well. So if you want to utilize this and say, okay, this is going to be how I'm building my business and I'm doing this the old school style, this is an example of what your schedule needs to look like every day. Your job as a real estate agent is to find leads and convert leads. And the best way to do that is, if you have nothing else going on that day, your one job, your one responsibility is to go for 8 hours until you find a buyer or a seller. And I guarantee you, if you follow these activities for 8 hours a day, you will find a buyer or a seller somewhere in this. Here's some extra information about cross-promoting content. Cross-promotion, something I mentioned a while ago, where I'm creating things like infographics and cross-promoting things. You can also, for example, use blogging or content creation to cross-promote another business. You know, it's basically like sending an endorsement letter about you and your product or service to their customer list. In turn, you do the same. You know, if you have a lender you work really well with, you go to that lender and you say, hey, if, you know, would you do me this favor, you know, will you send out a letter endorsing me and my services and my skill set to your database, and as a favor to you, I will do the same to mine. It's a win-win. You know, it's a great opportunity here to utilize and leverage the people in your Tier 1 resources. You know, but you're doing them a favor, they're doing you a favor, and nobody else is doing this. So it is so, so crucial to really leverage this. I mean, think about the last time you saw an honest-to-goodness, heartfelt endorsement from somebody who you know and that you trust. And we're not talking the simple endorse on LinkedIn type of thing. We're talking an actual honest-to-goodness letter or a press release or, you know, some other type of content that would endorse you and that also endorses them. You know, you can do a one-way cross-promotion where you have somebody send out a letter to their customer list, and you give them, you know, some type of referral fee for people who buy your service. Now, bear in mind here, TREC limits us to $25 when we're doing those types of referral fees. So, you know, a $5 Starbucks gift card thing is not a big deal. There's some examples of complementary products or services that you can take advantage of. Leverage a pizza place. Talk to them. Hey, you're my favorite pizza place in all of San Antonio. I would really love to work with you. Can I leave some cards here? Can I talk about how much I love your pizza place? Can I shoot a YouTube video about how much I love your pizza place here at your pizza place? Things like that. Your accountant or financial partner, sit down, talk to them and say, hey, I really appreciate all of the services you've provided me and all the money you've saved me from paying to Uncle Sam over the years. So what I'd like to do for you is endorse you out to my network. I'd like to send a letter saying all of this great stuff about you. Would you do me a favor and do the same for me? It's really that simple. You can talk to your dry cleaners, your favorite clothing store boutiques, your favorite paint stores, tile businesses, jewelry stores, wedding supply companies. There's literally no end to where you can cross-promote or even ask for endorsements of people who own these businesses who usually have a very vast network. So talk with people in your network to come up with potential promotions you can do together. For example, if you're buying a house with me, you get whatever percentage discount on, financial planning services for the next year. Or, buy a house with me, get whatever towards free pizza, or free dry cleaning, or, buy a house with me, receive a 25% discount from Sherwin-Williams, things like that. But you got to go talk to these business owners to get these cross promotions happening. And the interesting thing is, too, no other real estate agent is doing it, so it really does open up a lot of avenues for you to leverage later on. Now I want to talk to you about educational seminars. I talk about this a lot, and it is so easy. Like if you want to do a new home buyer class or a first-time home buyer class, again, leverage the material already available to you. The Informed Home Buyers Experience Flyer is great. You can build an entire class off of that. If you want to do a first-time home sellers class, leverage the material that's already given to you through RE/MAX International Fit to Sell. You can bring some people in, show some of those Fit to Sell videos, and talk to them for a few minutes. It's a great way to get in front of people. One thing I used to do is hold these in models homes with sales counselors after hours or even during business hours. It was a great way to leverage traffic. You have a resource here at the office where you can utilize the training facilities to do the same thing. You can partner with a title company. They usually have very lovely training rooms, or even a mortgage company, and do the same thing. So if you're co-sponsoring it, it's going to cut your costs a lot. You can sit there, you can do a PowerPoint presentation, you can, do whatever it is with the sole purpose of this just being informational. There's enough resources here at our office where even we're talking about buying HUD homes or how to buy HUD homes. You could teach a class on that. That's going to get all your bargain hunters all hot and heavy to go in and actually learn something from you as a subject matter expert. So there's so much information you have, you might not even be using it. You just have to simplify it for the public. So since you've already developed a lot of the content as part of your pass outs or things that you've gotten from other people, or just different blogs that you've read or different online articles you've read, it's really easy for you to just put that together, repackage it, and brand it for yourself, and a great way for you to get in front of 5, 10, 20 people at a time. That's really going to be a lot more efficient than getting in front of one person at a time. Again, this slideshow presentation is available online through Backstreet. Of course, by that I mean Back Agent. That was for you, Kim. Shout out to Kim. But there's some questions here that you can ask people if you're not a natural rapport builder as far as comes to networking. You've got a lot of different questions you can ask people as you're talking with them and speaking with them for some help. You can actually go on and print out these questions so that you can use them, if you want to write them on your palm, or, if you just want to sit there and memorize them, or even if you want to role play these things. It's a great thing to utilize, and it is from popular author Bob Berg, who wrote Endless Referrals, which is a great book if you want to take an opportunity to read that at some point. I know, in your free time. So let's talk about working with other pros. Another really powerful way to generate referrals is for you to become the leader of your own referral group. You can choose 10 people that you think would be good members of your group. Write their names down. They may or may not be in your centers of influence, but let them know you're thinking about establishing a referral group of your very own. And they were the first person that you thought about because they have a great reputation, or because they have a huge network, or because you respect them a lot, or because they put out a lot of good content. You know, ask them, sit down with them over a Starbucks, or, you know, whatever else you want to do. It could be a Starbucks, a martini. You know, just make sure it doesn't turn into 12 martinis, because then the conversation might, you know, become a little strange. But ask them to educate you on exactly what they do. You know, tit for tat, no favors, no begging, no debt, no smiley facing, just a clean, fair, intriguing, and powerful approach. Then you schedule some monthly lunches where your group can get together, you know, visit caravan amongst the different group members' businesses. You know, if you want to get a lender in your group, meet at their office one time a month. If you want to get a title person in their group, meet at their office once a month. If you want to have, you know, somebody else in your group, meet at our office once a month. Or choose a, you know, normal restaurant that you guys like to hang out at. Talk about what you do every single time. Talk about what new things you're offering, or what new things are coming down the line. You can promote things like our hot air balloon ride contest. There's lots and lots and lots of things that you can do if you just start sitting down and actually writing these things out. You can actually begin to grow your network slowly and invite other people who you know, or who other members would feel good about recommending. So really, you could blow it up because people understand the benefit of networking. It's really just a matter of expanding your network to tap into the network of other professionals. Simple, doable, easy. No selling, you're just being honest. So how do you do it? Here are the steps to maximizing your referrals and your revenue. You're going to appoint yourself as the host of this network. Be their leader even if they don't know it yet. Then what you're going to say is, what do my constituents need the most that I can provide at a very small cost to myself? I mean, obviously, I'm not big on spending money, and I'm not big on you spending money that you don't need to either. But you're going to give them resources to train them in how to build their business via referrals using the techniques you've been given. Aha moment, using the techniques you've been given. Here, for example, using the questionnaire that you've been given here, where they can help them, you know, ask questions at different networking functions, giving them the links to different networking places here in San Antonio, providing them with, oh, I don't know, the Informed Home Buyers Experience flyer. There's tons of resources that you can provide these folks. Then you're going to send a monthly note. You're going to update your group about each other's businesses, but you have to be consistent, and I cannot stress that enough. I personally find it effective to put these types of reminders in my Outlook calendar under my tasks. That's not the only way to do it. There might be a way that you have that works better, as long as you can create a reminder for yourself to keep you consistent. So, you know, you've got that monthly list. Email also works. YouTube works. You know, it all works. It's just a matter of being consistent with it, okay? So now, for my new school fans in the room, there is a new school networking plan, or what I like to refer to, networking in your pajamas, because personally, I love pajamas. So here's how you grow your network every day using social media. And the first step is always first. You have to grow your network. So I want you to start friend requesting 5 people on Facebook every day. Now the caveat to that with Facebook is, if you start friend requesting a whole bunch of people that you don't know, somebody somewhere is going to get upset about it, and they're going to report you, and then you're going to get banned from Facebook. So here's how you do it. As you're interacting with people on other friends threads who are not already your mutual friends, actually start talking to those people a little bit, and then friend request them. It's not so weird then, you know, you don't come across like a Facebook stalker. So actually have a little bit of a conversation with these folks before you start friend requesting them. But also be cognizant, you know, who's active on other people's pages. If you're on social media a little bit, you'll be able to see, you know, okay, this person I kind of regularly see commenting on so-and-so's thread. Because let's be honest here, it does you almost no good to friend request people who are not active. You know, if you go to their homepage and they're a ghost, they never post anything, they're like the invisible person, they're going to be absolutely no good to you at all. You know, you need to make sure that they're active on social media. I want you to join at least 10 Facebook networking groups. There are a ton of them. All you have to do in the search bar is type networking groups and then pick and choose between them. I also want you to have a Facebook business page, and my evil mastermind plan for this is going to come down later, but it is absolutely important at this point that you do this. I want you to follow 5 people or companies on Twitter every day, and I want you to send each one of these companies a tweet asking them to follow you back. So basically it's just a little message. You know, if I go and follow, you know, at Ben & Jerry's, I'm going to say, hey, at Ben & Jerry's, will you follow me back? I want you to follow 5 people on Pinterest daily. And then I want you to add 5 people to your LinkedIn daily. There are suggestions on who to add on LinkedIn, by the way, in the upper right-hand side of your homepage for LinkedIn. So it's pretty easy there. Usually it's industry-related professionals that will pop up for your LinkedIn, so that can be quite helpful. Then I want you to join at least 10 LinkedIn groups. I currently belong to 27. I belong to different writer groups, and I belong to different San Antonio groups, and I belong to different real estate groups. The importance of this is going to come down the line as we talk about content creation and content pushing, which is going to be part 2 of this series, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I want you to start making a point and a reminder to yourself to interface either via email or on the RE/MAX message boards, which you can access on Main Street, with other RE/MAX agents from all around the world. This is going to boost your agent-to-agent referrals. If you don't know how to get there, you need to come see me and I will show you how. I also want you to post on Back Agent daily. It is so, so imperative that we get that communication going, that we get over that fear of, you know, oh God, what if I say the wrong thing online? Guess what? Who cares? You're not going to make everybody happy anyway. And then you can also blog, create infographics or memes, you know, every day, and then you brand these items. And branding is so crucial. You know, if you're just putting stuff out there, nobody really cares, but if you brand it, it makes a difference. Let's think for a moment about that website I like to post a lot from, The Lighter Side of Real Estate. Whenever they're posting a picture, what are they adding at the bottom? Backslash, little Facebook icon, backslash, Lighter Side of Real Estate. So, you know, it's very, very important. Yeah, I can see you guys chatting in the little chat box, and absolutely hilarious, by the way. All right, so do you need some additional know-how? For Facebook, you got to take my Facebook class. For Twitter, you need to take my Twitter class, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Main Street, Back Agent, or Backstreet. Again, shout out to Kim, woohoo. So you can talk to me about these things in Power Hour, or you can take these classes. I highly recommend you doing both. I'm going to be adding these things to the calendar because it is absolutely imperative that we learn this and we know how to use it better than anybody else. So now I want you to talk about passive income content creation. And I actually spent the morning retweaking this, and I've even posted it on Facebook so that you can see it. There is an entire strategy I have built on passive income content creation. I use several different resources and vehicles, but if you want to learn how to make the money monetizing your content, I got to have you take Blogging 101 for Fame and Dollars. It's easier than you think it is. But every day you have to commit to creating content. And I'm not just saying blogs. It doesn't have to just be blogs. It can be YouTube videos. It can be infographics. It can be memes. It can be all kinds of different things. So now I want you to look at what your day should look like if you want to network in your pajamas. Your step-by-step guide to effective content creation is pretty simple. You can find something trending on the Yahoo homepage or by visiting Google /trends. I cheat a little bit. I actually look on Facebook and see what's trending on Facebook. I also look and see what's trending on Twitter as far as hashtags when I'm creating content. It just makes more sense to me. But these are 2 really, really, really good resources. I also downloaded about 5 different additional resources where you can find trending content. A little bit more complicated, but you know, we can go through that. Once you guys are comfortable with this, I have no problem with that at all. Then what you're going to do is you're going to create content around what's trending and tie it into your business or personal life. Okay? For example, I wrote Naked and Afraid, the real estate edition. I'm going to do Game of Thrones, real estate, Game of Thrones style. Just different things that are trending, taking 2 completely unrelated things and being able to relate them. Might sound complicated. it's not, once you get in the habit of doing it, once you've done it a few times, it's pretty easy to do, and you can do some tongue-in-cheek things with that. Once you've created that content, whatever it is, you can push that out to your social media network. Then all you have to do is ask people to share that content. So if you're leveraging your content through cross-promotion, okay, and this is where I'm going to go back to cross-promotion for a moment. Let's say you're writing a review of your absolute favorite restaurant, or the best gym in San Antonio, or whatever it is. If you're going to write about that business in a positive light, and then you send that blog to that business in a positive light, what is that business going to want to do with that blog? They're going to want to promote it. What is that business going to want to do with that infographic? They're going to want to promote it. So guess what? You've just leveraged yourself. You've just expanded your network by at least 2 times. If you're writing about more than one business, like for example, I did 3 different types of gyms in San Antonio. So I wrote about 3 different types of gyms. Well, guess what? I'm going to send those to those 3 gyms I wrote about. So I've just tripled my network just by writing about something that I like. So if you rinse and repeat daily, it's really going to change your network. It's going to change your sphere of influence. You can also send gifts online, by the way. I don't know if any of you know this. You can send gifts through eBay. You can send Facebook online gifts. You also have your RE/MAX rewards you can use. You can send $5 Starbucks cards via Facebook online. I recommend people who have had a birthday that day, hey, just thinking of you, happy birthday. Or, hey, new home sales counselor who I just met the other day and added on Facebook. Really great to meet you. I know you said you like Starbucks. Here's a $5 gift card. Now, as far as social media networking goes, got to get in the right mindset with this too. It's just like normal networking. The only difference is you don't have to leave your house to do it. Think of social media like a room full of people. You get to decide what conversations you join, what conversations you leave, and also, more importantly, my favorite part, what conversations you start. It is proven fact that social media users are 78% more effective and successful than their peers not using social media. This is a statistic that we can no longer ignore. 78% more effective? Yikes. Content creators, this is another one that's important, 95% more effective and richer than peers not creating unique and valuable content. Why? Because there's so much recycled content thrown out on the internet right now. People are seeing the same thing over and over and over again. They're tuning it out. If it's different, if it's branded to you, if you've done it, that makes a huge difference. So in other words, you've got to stop fearing social media and stop trying to appeal to the masses. Now remember, for every person you talk to, for every person you add, it's also important to add them to your database, right? Because, you want to email market to them at some point. You need to ask them so you can go ahead and add 5 to 10 people a day to your database, collect their content information, and then just go ahead and see where they're at from there. The 3 rules of content creation. Brevity. Say something concisely. Less is more. Pick a topic that's relevant to you. Outline some how-tos, some guidelines, something that will help somebody in home buying, home selling, lead generation, referrals, whatever it is. Levity. Let your sense of humor shine through. I don't know anybody in our office who does not have an awesome sense of humor. So talk about something funny that happened to you in the day, or a tongue-in-cheek look at different situations. Most importantly, don't be afraid to pick a fight. And what I mean by that is, how do you pick a fight online? You post something and you wait. It doesn't really matter what you say, but there's things I put out there like why I hate Dodd-Frank, but despite what the experts say. Yeah, I understand people are going to disagree with me. That's okay. At least as they're disagreeing with me, I'm able to express myself and showcase why I don't like something, or why I do like something, or why I feel passionately about something. That actually generates more raving fans than not. So here's what your day looks like if you're choosing social media. And again, this is downloadable. It's up there. It's so important though, and I have to make this a point. You need to promote other people and what they do. Take a little time out of your day to praise other people, to give them referrals. When someone comes to me and asks me or messages me, hey, I need somebody who does X, Y, Z, as a real estate agent, I'm going to match them up to the most appropriate person for them. And, you know, that's a way of giving praise. So that's very important to think about as you're doing this. Online seminars. Take the same principles for in-person seminars and take them online. Use programs like what I'm using right now, GoToWebinar, or free programs like Google Hangouts. YouTube even has a live feed right now. There's tons of things that you can do where you can actually share your screen, do a PowerPoint presentation just like what I'm doing right now, and you can teach and instruct your client base just talking to them over the phone. It's pretty simple. If you schedule one per week, it's going to maximize your effectiveness. And the way you promote these is you create marketing collateral for the event, you send out the link to your database, you create an event on Facebook, you promote the event on all of your social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, you know the drill. Record the online seminar, just like I'm doing with my webinar right now, and post it to your YouTube channel for other interested folks. Playback content to gain more business. You can also monetize your YouTube channel and videos to earn money on things you put out there. And if you're putting something out there once a week, it can make a difference in your business both passively and actively. Of course, I'm going to have to give you 3 options. Option number 3 is the blend. You know, not everybody is on social media. Not everybody in San Antonio is ahead of the curve. So it's important sometimes to remember blending both models is very effective. You know, but at the same time, when you're creating collateral for these people, add links to your Facebook, to your Twitter, to your Instagram, to your Pinterest. Encourage these folks to follow you elsewhere, because you never know when they're finally going to give in and say, okay, everybody else is on Facebook. I have to get on Facebook too. So, you know, put those links out there so you're giving them that option. You know, make sure to add your social media presence. Make sure to add your website. I had a lady in here from the San Antonio Express News last week, and she was showing me real estate ads, and she was flipping through pages. She asked me, what's missing? And I said, the links to all their social media accounts. That's where people are falling down in print. So if you're going to do print, remember, add those things on there. People are paying attention. So now for your action steps. I want you to select a model, 1, 2, or 3. It's either in-person, online, or your own blended model. Then send me a copy of your schedule. And I want you to stick to this for 90 days. Every day I want you to track exactly how many people you spoke with, exactly how many people you contacted and visited in person. Then track how much content you create, just like what I do in my blue binder that I keep in my office, and if you want to see it, I'll be happy to show it to you. But when you're blocking time, segment your tasks and appointments using a program like, and this is going to help keep you organized, this is the only thing that keeps me straight, either Google's task list on the Gmail calendar, an Outlook calendar under tasks, or a program like Evernote or other to-do list apps. There's tons out there, so find something that works for you and that makes you happy, and then use that. Make that a habit. After 30 days of whatever model you choose, I want to sit down with you, evaluate your sources of business, and then adjust them based on what is working for you. So if you want an accountability sheet and you want to do it old school like me in a binder, you can contact me directly. I use these. And honestly, I wouldn't know what works and what doesn't if I didn't use them and fill them in daily. So I want you to remember a few things. Duplicatable processes and systems will guarantee your results. Your business is exactly that. It's your business. So it's important to take the concepts and ideas and make those concepts and ideas organically your own. Your plan, your business plan, your marketing plan is a living, breathing thing, and it is meant to be adjusted based on what's working and what's not. I know change can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. And above all else, I have to remind you, the most dangerous phrase in the English language is we've always done it this way. So, lesson 2 in lead generation. This is going to be all about content creation and social networking. It's going to be advanced referrals for advancing technology. What I'm going to do here is an in-depth look on how to create content that pops, how to use blogging resources, where to create, how to create, when and how to push content for maximum success. And I'm going to go over some very, very, very big numbers that I think you guys are really going to be able to get behind. I do have to note, however, for everybody watching this webinar, this next series, or this lesson 2 in the series, is going to be very social media heavy, and it is best suited for the agents who are very comfortable with Facebook in particular. If you are a social media novice, it's probably best that we get you either up to speed in Power Hour or participating in one of the Social Media 101 classes that I provide. I will be repeating this, so that's okay, and I will be recording, you know, whatever it is I do and putting it up on the YouTube channel. but I really want to help you learn best and take you to the next level. So that's going to be the next in this lead generation series. Honestly, this lead generation series is anticipated to go at least 20 parts long. So there's going to be a lot of different resources that we give you guys throughout this so that you can create different models. But this one's all about referrals. So let's start there. Let's start with one of the most powerful things in your arsenal and take it away. So with that, that's everything I have. Thankfully, I didn't see a whole lot of questions in here today. But if you can think of any other questions, you can always reach me. I'm always available either on social media or here at the office. So I have taken up, it looks like, just about a full hour of your time, so I'm going to let everybody go for today. Really appreciate you attending, and I hope you have a wonderful day selling something. And again, if you need copies of these slides, they're on the SlideShare channel that we have for our office, in addition to on our back agent for our agents here at our office, as well as a few other resources too. Thanks. Have a great day.